Hi there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, February 16th, and I'm here live with you. If you're checking this out, let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know. So what I want to do is I want to make a card from start to finish. It's actually an Easter card today because I don't know if you know this, but March 31st is Easter this year, so it seems really, really early. And so what I want to do first, though, is I like to do a draw for the card that I made last week. So this is the card that I made last week. This one here. Some lovely sponging and some die cuts, some embossing. And so what I do is I do a draw from anyone who has commented on this card. So commented, liked, shared, and your name is automatically in a draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to my draw screen here and we'll share that. And as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can win. So let's just see what we got here. So Nan Goldie, yes, you qualify for that. So Nan, congratulations, you win this card. And I'll put that as she said, so peaceful. That's a good description of that card. So Nan, I'll put that in the mail for you. And let me just jump back here and check your comments. Hello, Vila. How are you today? Okay, so I'm going to jump right to the craft desk here, and I'm going to work today with this stamp set here. It's called Easter Bunny. It is so cute. Look at all the little bunnies, and there's some greetings and some eggs and stuff. And there is actually a punch that matches this. It's called Easter Bunny Punch. It matches this one little bunny here, which is what we're going to use today. And it is in the main catalog. Here it is on page 50. But if you're looking for another Easter stamp set, there is another one here in the mini catalog on page 27. It's got some cute little eggs, and there's some dies and some fun things with this stamp set too. It's called Excellent Eggs. So, okay, so here we go. I'm going to start by folding my card base in half. This is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that I've cut in half, and I'm going to just score it with my bone folder. Make sure it's a nice sharp crease. And then I'm going to use Designer Series paper, this one here. And it is from this pack, which I've shown you before. It is called Lighter Than Air. So it's got all these, it's meant to go with the hot air balloon set. But it's got all of these pretty patterns in there. You can see I've used lots of it. But I just love all the colors. They just remind me of spring. Very pretty. And so even though it's meant to go with that hot air balloon set, there's so many other things you could do with this paper. So I'm loving it. That's actually a couple packages that I've been breaking into. I almost used this one because I thought that one looked very Eastery too. So I'll just put this aside. Okay, and I'm going to stamp my bunny on a scrap piece of white. So I'm using Memento ink, because that is what you need when you're going to color with blends markers. And even though this is going to be a white bunny, we're going to color just a little bit. Okay, let's put that out of the way. Oh, and I totally forgot. It was poking me in the arm, so I wouldn't forget to tell you about Celebration, which ends at the end of the month. So if you haven't taken advantage of this promotion, in Canada, every $60 that you order gets you a free thing from this booklet. In fact, they've expanded it and done some new things, and I've put together this little chart, which I'll put a link here, but it's on my website too. But there's some really cool things like markers and punches. And some of these are at the $120 level, and these are at the $60 level. So anyways, I'll put that aside, and I'll make sure to make a comment there. Okay, so while I'm going to color this is I'm just going to give it a little bit of shading. And so we've got the ears, of course. You know what I'm going to do is I'm pulling a scrap piece of paper, because when you color with the blends markers, it does go through the paper, which is good, and a little bit on the nose. I see Dawn is there, and Chris. Hello, guys. How are you today? And then I'm going to do light smoky slate, and I'm going to just do this wherever there might be a little bit of a shadow. So maybe a little bit here, maybe here, the back paw, maybe around here, maybe around here. Let's start with that. So let me just hold that up so you can see. So I've just got the smoky slate there. And then I'm going to take my color lifter and I'm going to blend those out. So it's just a shadow. You hear the nice squeak here. Not the bunny, just my markers. I'm just going to blend that out So it gives us a bit of a shadow because of course the bunny wouldn't be pure white. So let me hold that up so you can see, and then I'm going to add a little bit more, I think. So you can see the difference there. It's just a little bit of shading. So it's still white, but it's got just that little bit. So maybe here at the back of the neck, there might be a little bit darker around the face. Maybe back here by the tail too. And maybe along the back a little bit. Okay, so let's just blend those out. The reason I don't want to do too much and not blend is because it will dry. They're alcohol markers. They'll stay wet for a few minutes, but okay, so that looks pretty good. I think you could almost even stand for this back paw to be like a light color of smoky slate. I'm sorry that my dog's barking. It's because my husband is probably coming home and he's very excited. So there we go. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my balmy blue, and this is the light. I meant to say that these are all the light colors. Elbow bath, smoky slate, color lifter, and balmy blue, all in light colors. And I'm just going to make a halo around the bunny for a couple reasons. One, it'll make the bunny pop much more, especially since it's white. And I'm going to be putting it on balmy blue. So it will basically take away the white outline. So again, it'll just make the bunny pop. Oops, I just colored that paw blue. I'll fix it in a second. How is everyone today? Any plans for the weekend? We have a ton of snow here in Kingston, Ontario. So not that doesn't mean you can't do things, but there's a ton of snow. Okay, so let's go back in and just put some more gray on there. Yeah, and I think I'll still just blend that out a little bit. Okay, so let me hold that up so you can see. Super cute. Okay, so then I'm going to take the punch, and the way these punches work is you want to press this lock button open, and you see the punch opens. When you go to close it and put it on your shelf, you push that button up. Let me see if I can do it from this angle. There we go. And then you can put it on your shelf and you can see what's on your shelf, which is nice. I need it to be open, and I need to go down through this part here. And then I just look through the back of the punch and I get it lined up. So I just take a second here to do that. I'm holding it so I can see it, but I will turn it just a second. So once you have it in the right spot, you can just kind of lightly grip down so I can see that it's all centered, and punch. And there's the bunny done. So cute. Okay, so I have already pre-cut a circle. This is a circle from this set here, Stylish Shapes Dies, which I've used a lot. It's the second one in, and I like these because they have little dots around the edges, which is nice, just something a little extra. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece of basic white. Now, someone was recently asking me about card measurements, and what you do is everything is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the other layer, so the previous layer. So this card, when it's folded in half, is 5 1/4. You know what? I'm going to write this down because I think it'll be easier to understand on paper. 5 1/2 by 4 inches when it's folded. So to get the next layer, which is my fresh freesia layer, I need to go of 1/4 of an inch smaller so that I got 1/8 of an inch all the way around. You didn't know this was going to be a math lesson, right? So 5 1/4 by, sorry, this is 4 1/4 when it's folded, by 4 inches. So this one here is 5 1/4 by 4. And then if I want to go down one more layer, I go down another 1/4 of an inch, so 5 inches by 3 3/4, and so on. I'm going to put something like this in my newsletter. So if you don't already subscribe to my newsletter, make sure that you check that out. I think I have a little, let's see here. Do I have a banner? There we go. We have a bit of snow in Burlington. Vila says nothing that I thought we would get. Thank Lord we don't live in Nova Scotia. Well, yes, those people are really getting it, aren't they? Okay, so that's the layer that's going to go on like this. This is a pretty simple layered card. I'm going to leave that open. So I want to show you the greeting here. So the greeting is Happy Easter that I'm going to put on here. Somebody's going to win a card that's already ready to go. But what I did with it, don't gasp too much, but I cut it in half so that I could put it in any position I want. So what I want to do is I want to put it like this, Happy Easter, as opposed to the way it was supposed to go like this. Let me show you. Let me put it on the block the way it's supposed to go. There's happy and Easter. So I can actually reline it back up if I want to. I left the little nub of the thing and I just took my paper snip scissors and I just snipped in between those words, and it's totally fine. You can customize your stamps like that. I could use this again with the word long like that. Now, if I didn't want to cut my stamp, but I wanted to lay out the words the way I want to do, which is underneath each other like this, what you could do is you could take something like a Post-it note. Let's put this on here properly. And you could cover up the one word like that, and then take your ink. Maybe I'm going to get the one out of the way here that I actually want to use. You could cover up your word you don't want, ink up that word, remove the Post-it note, stamp that word. Now you got to clean. I'll just bring in my chamois here. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to make sure it's dry. And now I'm going to put the Post-it note on the other word. This is called masking right on the stamp. You could use a marker. This would work too. Markers are harder to use on photopolymer. They don't do quite as well. And then I could go like this. And all of a sudden I've taken that greeting that was like this to be like this. See that? I'll hold that up. So that is a way you can customize your stamp. So because I've already cut mine, just a little bit of snow in Grimsby, Chris says. Yes, we seem to, when we've moved to Kingston, there seems to be a lot of snow. Because I've customized my stamp, I'm going to do this. Happy and Easter. And then I can put them, easily stamp them down here and put them however I want. So I'm going to do happy. This is balmy blue, by the way. Same color as my paper, balmy blue. And then I can do Easter like that, so I can offset them. It's very light, so it's hard to see. It's nicer in person. Okay, so I'm going to close up that. Now balmy blue. And let's put this together. Like I said, it's a pretty simple card, but it's cute. If you've got Easter cards to send or something. So I'm going to use the designer series paper, and I'm going to stick it on my piece of white. Ta-da. Like so. This is such a pretty pattern, that paper. I'm going to put the fresh freesia on the card base. You also don't have to put a greeting on the front of the card. You could put it on the inside if you want to too. Okay, so before I go any further with this, I'm going to take these Baker's Twine. It's Baker's Twine 3-color pack. It goes with the lighter than air. So you can see the colors actually match. So I'm going to take the balmy blue. And I'm going to just start here with a piece hanging off. And I'm going to wrap it around twice. Like that, and then I'm going to tie this in a knot. I like to leave it on my spool, but if that's too fiddly for you, you can cut off what you need. I just don't like to waste any on the one end because I know I always leave too much on the front end. So I'm going to tie that in a little knot there. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a bow. So I just go around my finger, and I always tie a great big loopy bow first, and then I start pulling the ends and tightening it to make it smaller and cuter. Okay, so now I'm going to get my scissors, and here, that way I don't waste a single bit of that ribbon because I know I'm going to waste a little bit on that end. Okay, so that's cute, and you can have this spread apart if you want, together, wherever you want. I'm going to spread that one apart because my original that I'll show you in a second does not have that. Okay, so, and then I'm going to add tape. This is just our seal adhesive, if you're new here, to double-sided tape from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to put that on there. See how it matches perfectly? And you got a nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Like the font, Vila says, and Chris agrees. Yes, it is a nice font. It's clean, but it's also scripty. So, but it's readable. Okay, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I was just making some cards before this live over in another little area, and I left my big thing of dimensionals there, but that's okay. I still have some. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to add some dimensionals. Here we go. My nails are too long, so this is difficult. They're getting fixed this weekend. Okay, I'm going to pull them off using my Take a Pick tool. Just pull off the backing, throw it on the floor. I'm going to put that there, and then let's use some more dimensionals. And now you're going to see that blue on the rabbit. You're going to see when I put it against here how it kind of the edge disappears. I'm going to use this, and that is just makes it look, I don't know, more finished, I guess is what I want to say. Okay. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay, and this is going to go on here. Let me just hold that up. Look how cute that is. Of course, we're not done yet. We need to add a little bit of bling. So let me get out my bling. So this is also from the Lighter Than Air stamp set. Well, not stamp set, suite. So they have all these jewels. The only color that's not really here is the coral. But look at all those other colors. There's like 8 of them. So let me add some of these in here. And I use the other end of my Take a Pick and just screw some more putty up there. Okay, so I'm going to grab one of the dark blue ones because all these colors are in the papers. I need more putty, I think. This might be near the end. So I just screw it up like that and then just flatten it out a little bit. You should be able to grab. There we go. And so all these, like I said, all these colors are in the now I've got it stuck to the putty in the paper. Where are you? Operation. We don't want to waste it, do we? There we go. And let's do this one. I'm using the other end now, as you can see. Okay, so what else? I haven't done purple. Let's do a purple one. And a yellow. And that'll pick up a bunch of the colors. It's the little ones that want to get picked up with the putty. There we go. Okay, so let me hold that up so you can see it. And get all this other stuff out of the way. How cute is that? This almost makes me think of little Easter eggs. So cute. So let me show you my original and let me show you one more that I made too. So here's my original. So it's pretty much the same. I've done just, it looks like different gems, but that's about it. Everything else is the same, but you could use another piece of designer series paper. This one I've got the ribbon straight, and this one the ribbon is like more like an X. So either one of them works. Super cute little bunny. So let me show you this other one I did with the bunny. Same stamp set. So this is the stamp set. So I used this little bunny instead. And here it is. Super cute. Look how I put a little egg in the bunny's hands. And then this opens up. And then I've done the eggs like a little strip all along there. Hope I can take off that banner. Sorry about that. So Joyce says, love is so sweet, isn't it? I thought of jelly beans. There you go, jelly beans. That's what it looks like. And Vila said that the card is perfect colors for Easter. I totally agree. And this little guy I love too with the little Easter eggs inside. So cute. So coming up in a newsletter, I think there's a couple of Easter Bunny things coming up in one of my newsletters. I think actually I might have even put this card in there. So you'll have all the directions on how to make that. If not, it was the other one. I'm not sure which one I did. So. Or maybe it was something completely different, but definitely some Easter ideas coming up for you in my newsletter. So that is what I've got for you guys today. And if you've got any questions or if you have any requests anytime, just please let me know. And thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching the replay later, thanks for doing that too. And I'm wishing you all a very wonderful weekend. Take care. Vila says she likes the second card as well. Thanks. Thanks so much. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me. A short one today. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.